Not every trip brings you home. Plenty of people step onto planes full of excitement, only to never return the same, or worse, never return at all. And the most terrifying part? It's not accidents, not natural disasters. It's plain carelessness that's killing older travelers every single day. You think you're enjoying the rest of your life. In reality, you're speeding toward the end because no one has the guts to tell you the truth. But today, I will. In this video, you'll come face to face with 7 deadly risks that older adults constantly underestimate, and more importantly, how to avoid becoming the next statistic. Don't skip it, because next time, you might not get the chance to hear anything ever again. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new here. It helps me keep bringing you more valuable content. You know what kills more seniors while traveling than anything else? Not plane crashes, not robberies, but underestimating their own bodies. I've met too many people who think they're ready to see the world as long as they've packed clothes, a passport, and a wallet. They forget the only thing keeping them alive: meds. There's nothing dumber than leaving home without the pills you depend on every single day. Blood pressure, heart meds, diabetes, blood thinners. Names so common that people stop fearing them. And that's when they strike. Young people fall, they get back up. When the elderly fall, they may never get up again. A sudden drop in blood pressure in a foreign country? That's a one-way ticket to the ICU, if you're lucky. If not, you'll die in a hospital bed no one can pronounce your name in, with no family member there in time to say goodbye. You might be thinking, I've traveled plenty and never had an issue. That very thought is what's killing you. Stoics never tell you to live in fear, but they hammer one thing home. The wise never leave home unprepared for the worst. And the worst doesn't hit when you're in a war zone. It hits when you're relaxing at a resort, hungry, out of meds, and that slow, dull headache starts knocking. You don't know where the nearest hospital is. You don't know if the pharmacy's open. You don't speak the language. Lose your suitcase? You can buy clothes. Lose your wallet? You can withdraw cash. But forget your medication, and you may lose your life. The solution isn't to cancel your trip. It's to think like a seasoned warrior, not a clueless retiree. Prep your meds by the day, label doses and uses clearly. Carry copies of prescriptions. Share your medical info with a trusted family member. And always have at least one travel partner who knows exactly what you're taking. Sit down, write out your health conditions. Then ask yourself, if I collapsed in an airport, would anyone know what to inject to keep me alive? If the answer is no idea, then you're not ready to walk out the door. You can't control when death comes, but you can control whether you die stupid. This is the sweetest lie you'll ever be sold. I've worked my whole life. I deserve to rest, to enjoy, to be pampered. Sounds fair, doesn't it? The problem is, it kills quietly. The trap isn't in the rest itself, it's in the mindset you carry into it. When you start believing that old age is a free pass from responsibility, you give yourself permission to be lazy, fragile, and unaware. You stop living with discipline. You start living by impulse. Eat whatever you want today, lie in bed all day tomorrow. I'm old now. I just want to enjoy what time I have left. That sentence sounds like self-love, but it's really just a lullaby whispering you to sleep. Stoics don't believe in deserve. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Don't waste your time dreaming about rewards. Act as though every moment is the final test of your life." Old people don't die from age. They die because they stop living while they're still breathing. They become mobile corpses, waiting for the paperwork to catch up. And then, on some vacation that was supposed to be their well-earned reward, they suffer heat stroke, slip in the shower, eat something weird, and end up in a coma for 3 days. Everyone calls it an accident. I call it stupidity dressed up as entitlement. Ever hear a retired Special Forces soldier say, "I never stopped preparing, I just don't go to war anymore"? That's the difference between an aging warrior and a delusional old man. No one's saying you can't enjoy yourself, but enjoyment isn't the same as letting yourself go. You still need to move your body, watch your food, keep your mind sharp. You still need to stay aware of your surroundings. You still need to learn, observe, and respond. When you're sipping wine on a cruise ship deck, remember, it's in moments of comfort that the unprepared get hurt the worst. Not just by accidents, but by mental decay. Yes, you're old, but that doesn't give you the right to be stupid, careless, and undisciplined. Ask yourself this: are you living your final years like a retired king, or like a warrior who never laid down his sword? Here's the truth: no one owes you happiness. You have to fight to keep it, even with gray hair. You don't need rewards, you need responsibility for your own survival. Stop living like a victim worthy of pity. Live like someone who's not dead yet. You're not 30 anymore. And that doesn't just show in your hair color or the lines on your face. It shows in your reflexes, your sense of direction, your ability to react under pressure. All things you once took for granted, but that now are quietly eroding without you even realizing. When you're young, getting lost is a detour. Falling down means bouncing back. Pulling an all-nighter just means a slow morning. But you get lost in a strange neighborhood at dusk, and your heart starts racing, your short-term memory glitches, and all your self-reassuring thoughts sound like lies you're whispering to yourself just to stay calm. Too many older adults still cling to the mindset of, "I know what I'm doing," and that blind confidence is exactly what gets them killed. You're not as sharp as you used to be. Your spatial awareness isn't what it once was. When you step out of a hotel, you're not just stepping into a new street, you're stepping out of your zone of control. And the difference now? You no longer have energy to spare for fixing screw-ups. 1 minute of confusion can turn into 3 hours of wandering, extreme fatigue, and then a stroke. And don't forget, no one in that foreign place knows your medical history, your language, or how you respond to panic. Stoicism doesn't teach fear, but it teaches brutal self-awareness. Epictetus said, "You cannot control the world, but you can control yourself." That starts with knowing your body is no longer the same machine, and handling it like a skilled craftsman, not a clueless tourist out for fun. The solution isn't to stay home, the solution is to be prepared. Before leaving your hotel, always carry a paper map and a fully charged phone. Write the hotel address on a piece of paper in case your phone dies. Use GPS, but also understand the basic logic of direction. Like a soldier knows his fallback route. Never go out alone unless you absolutely have to. And if you feel yourself getting lost, don't waste time trying to prove you're not. Find a well-lit area, someone trustworthy, and ask for help, like someone who knows exactly what they're doing. Don't let pride kill you. You're not 30. You don't need to pretend you are. You need to live your actual age with the wisdom that age is supposed to bring. Getting lost isn't scary. What's scary is not knowing you're lost and still moving forward. That's how people vanish and never make it home. You're not traveling to avenge your youth with food. But the way so many older people behave at a foreign dinner table, you'd think they were toddlers let loose in a candy store after a 3-month fast. The food is exotic, rich, colorful, and they devour it without a hint of caution, like their bodies are invincible. But here's the truth: your digestive system is no longer something you can play games with. You used to down spicy food, sour food, hard liquor, then go run 5 kilometers the next morning. What about now? 1 piece of undercooked seafood, 1 street meal fried in reused oil, 1 sugary cocktail loaded with artificial syrups and ice. That's all it takes to send you straight to the ER. And ending up in a hospital in a foreign country with acute diarrhea or food poisoning isn't just miserable, it's humiliating. The problem isn't the food. The problem is your aging gut still thinks it's 20. Eat to live, not to prove you've still got it. Stoicism doesn't forbid enjoyment, but it demands moderation. Seneca once said, "I don't oppose enjoying a meal, I despise becoming a slave to it." Yet every time you hit a new city, you charge into the buffet like there's no tomorrow. You order dishes you can't pronounce. You try everything just to try, forgetting that you're not a tester anymore, you're a body in slow decline. If you really want to enjoy local cuisine, start by listening to your body. Don't overeat on the first try. Don't mix a dozen experiments into 1 meal. And never touch street food in places where you can't judge hygiene. Ice cubes, raw vegetables, drinks with ice, rare meats, anything with raw eggs, these are high risk. Eat slowly, chew thoroughly, and if your gut starts acting up, don't tough it out. Cancel plans, rest, hydrate. Your trip will still be there tomorrow. Your life? Maybe not. Don't let moments of indulgence turn into regrets in an emergency room. The winner isn't the one who eats the most, it's the one who eats well enough to still be walking tomorrow. A full stomach proves nothing, unless it's the reason you collapse on the bathroom floor of some unknown restaurant where no one hears your call for help. Don't die for a good bite. That's not a worthy way to end the journey. You used to be sharp. You ran businesses, managed your family's finances, raised kids into adults. But then you retired, slowed down, softened, and the world couldn't care less about your former glory. On the crowded streets of famous tourist spots, you're no longer a seasoned adult. You're a target. Scammers don't hunt the young. They hunt the elderly, people who look kind, easy to trust, slow to react, and always eager to help. And they don't come at you with knives or guns. They come with a smile, a question, a fake emergency, a knockoff $300 watch. They strike up a casual chat, pretend they are lost, ask you to take a photo, shove a free gift into your hand, then pressure you to pay for it. It happens in under 30 seconds. You don't even know what just happened. And by the time you figure it out, your wallet's gone or you've just handed over €100 for worthless junk mass-produced in a Chinese sweatshop. You're not stupid. You've just forgotten that you're walking through a pack of wolves. The world isn't as gentle as you'd like it to be. Travel isn't just about good food, nice photos, and experiences. It's a silent war, and the cunning feed on every little crack in your psychological armor. And older travelers, sorry for the blunt truth, are the ones with the most cracks. Stoics don't fear being hurt, but they make damn sure they're not easy to hurt. They're alert, skeptical, and cautious, even while sipping coffee at a street cafe. They know a warm smile doesn't prove good intentions. They know random help doesn't show up for no reason in a foreign city. They don't stop to help someone who just dropped their wallet because they know that trick's older than their passport, and the real victim is the one who picks it up. You need to relearn how to say no. Don't hold things for strangers. Don't sign anything on the street. Don't listen to anyone offering to exchange money, sell cheap tours, or raise donations for a charity that looks like it was printed off a 1999 fax machine. And if someone approaches you with a situation designed to make you feel guilty for saying no, that is exactly when you must say no. Kindness doesn't mean being easily manipulated. The longer you've lived, the more clearly you should understand that. If you still believe the world is safe and people are mostly good, your next trip might be the one where you lose your money, your dignity, or your ability to come home with your self-respect intact. You've lived a wise life. Don't let one careless moment turn you into the gullible old man on tonight's news. Hide your notices. These days, older travelers are sometimes more extreme than the kill. They came to every item on the itinerary, up and climb in temples, sailing hills, standing in museum lines, scarping timber pits, then putting themselves to hit the local bar at check-in at night. All because open sweet, selective, and deadly thought playing in their heads. I don't know how many more trips I'll take, so I have to enjoy every second note. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? But there's nothing more bullet than trying to enjoy life by wrecking your body. You're not irritated anymore. You don't burn spectrum for our said. You can't pick 3 tourists in a day and say, sir. What should be a trick to recharge becomes a supply of your energy reserve. Stoicism teaches to live according to nature is to live according to reason. And the clearest reason of all is this: your body doesn't function like it used to. Ignore that and you're not living fully. You're being the only body you have got. You think you're collecting memories, but what you're really doing is borrowing tomorrow's energy to survive today. And sooner or later, your body will come collecting within death. The cruel part. You won't notice the burnout until it's too late. You're still smiling in the photos, still dragging yourself up the stairs. But when your knees start to scream, then your heartbeat sparks for no reason, then your mind starts written into poke in the middle of a cavern. Only then do you realize you are playing with fire. And no one's coming to save you but you. Rival isn't a race. No one's giving mirrors for hitting the most landmarks. What you need is meaningful experience, not volume. Wo pure presage but go deeper. So done. More. Retake. Give your body time to recover. You don't need to see equal do a place sometimes. Just sitting in a quiet park with a cup of coffee, doing absolutely nothing, in the moment that stays with you. The solution isn't to avoid every activity. It's to choose wisely, limit deliberately, and rest with discipline. Your body doesn't need to be put further out. It needs to be restricted. You have worked a car for 60 years, don't turn this trip into your final battle. If you spend the last 2 days of your vacation without in a hotel bed because you couldn't control the body, then you didn't live a to be. You just proved you were reckless with your own health. They truly ehberen don't live fully by burning themselves out. They live fully by preserving their strength so they and keep going. That's how you finish the journey, Wole. Here's the truth: your family, your friends, and society want to say out loud, you don't have time left. Not in the cheesy life is short, life fast way printed on t-shirts. No, literally, hour by hour, minute by minute, you are being whittled down. You no longer have the luxury of youth to learn through trial and error, no more room to try things for fun, and no strength to start over if it goes wrong. Every mistake now, no matter how small, could be your last. But no one tells you that. Because this society prefers sweet lies over bitter truths. They say you're young at heart, age is just a number, live to the fullest. They put grandpas climbing mountains on magazine covers, grandmas doing yoga on Instagram, and glorify this fantasy of ageless living. They don't see, or they deliberately ignore, that behind those photos are aching joints, daily medications, and a shadow fading fast. Stoicism doesn't lie to you. It doesn't stroke your ego. It tells you the cold, cutting truth: you will die, and maybe sooner than you think. That's not a threat. It's a wake-up call to live right. You don't get to make the same reckless choices you did in your 20s. You don't get the lesson from a fall if that fall lands you in the ass heel. You don't get to try the exotic dish if your body is already sending warnings. You don't get to switch up the plan for fun if that plan takes you out of your safe zone. You need to move like someone who's running out of time. Every trip is a serious test of your ability to adapt, to protect yourself, to make smart calls. You need to prepare harder, choose smarter, and live with sharper intention. There is no room for vagueness, for passivity, for we figure it out later. Stop lying to yourself with there is still time. No one knows how much time they got left. But certain is, you got less than you think. And that's exactly why you need to live with absolute clarity, every minute, every step, every decision. You're not traveling to take off a bucket list. You're traveling to confirm that you're still alive in a way that's responsible and worthy of credit. Don't tinare. And don't rivelike someone juste urapinitu. You can rivelike a personakin the most of what's left, wisely. Or you can rivelike someone throwing away their lastike. The choice is yours. Just remember, next time, there might not be a chance to fishy. Thank you for watching. Support this amazing community by subscribing and turning on notifications now. Hit like and share your experience in the comments to spread positive energy today. Together, we can inspire and uplift each other on this journey.